From the bottom, we out here getting it. Don't know what a limit is. Only surround yourself with people you plan to finish with. Consistency the key, unlock the door to your dreams. Prepare, plan, and execute, complete, and then repeat.
I don't think that it's necessarily that they don't deserve help. I think they just don't deserve my help because I don't have the right type of help to give them.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important to know what type of help you can give somebody. Like, what up? Back with another episode of From the Bottom podcast. We got Ty.
Gay.
We got Shalisha,
Good morning.
aka Infinity Stone. We got
Stop playing.
so we've been trying for the last 3-4 minutes to get this podcast started. They want to start up little conversations right before I hit the record button, so I'm gonna call them out. So
He
let's
don't want. He
let's
don't want us
You
to
were
check.
being an apple. You
He don't
needed
want-
to go to the bathroom.
Hey,
like you
listen.
needed to do all this stuff that
don't- he
should have
don't-
been done before we got on this podcast.
He don't care about our mental health. He don't care about us checking in.
Right?
We
You don't
checking
care
in
that we
on
like
the
to check in with
podcast.
each other.
There's some things I can't say on the podcast.
There we go.
You
Like
could
that
talk
comment
about her
just
infinity
sliding
ring.
it off. Look,
You could talk about the infinity ring, sliding the ring.
I
And no,
thought, what's
I
the
already-
topic today? What
He
are
trying to
we
get me
talking
exposed, bro.
about? What topic?
we gonna get it to it. Dang, you just trying to get all into it. You not even
Hey.
with the foreplay. You
Hey,
just trying to get
whoa.
into it.
Hey,
Dang.
Hey, that's why she didn't get no sleep last night.
Tired. That's why
Right.
she take that risk.
Talk about she needs some energy drinks. Nah, you need to go to bed. early.
Robert, don't try to sit here and play like you don't know why they get no damn sleep last night. Don't be trying to play.
We
me
know
like
why.
That.
I don't know
why.
nothing.
Over here talk about he paid women's wedding rings off. Let me
I
slide
didn't
it
say
on.
that.
Yeah,
Alleged- did.
Allegedly.
he allegedly.
Allegedly.
He's never done it. He has never been
Nah.
convicted of this crime in court. He has never been found guilty.
Never.
These are just allegations. Where's the rings?
I just been with a lot of moms. So.
See, being a good
He's
stepfather.
filling out stepdaddy application.
Oh, that's
Yep.
it.
He's the Airbnb and Uber of stepdads.
They thought. They thought.
He just comes in for a few days and
A deadbeat stepdaddy. Yeah, I mean,
he just comes in for a
There,
few
man.
days
Yeah,
and
deadbeat stepdaddy.
he comes in for a few days and
hey,
plays
you know my
football and
motto.
basketball.
You know my motto. I'm in and out.
Tell me why when I volunteered at a school with Ty and we was playing football and he tried to he tried to like juke some kid out, like some little 3rd, 4th grader, and he ended up falling.
Yep. We went. I had to do I had to do some extra credit stuff for my class or something like that. And we was at the school down in Pueblo. We ain't know nobody
They
there.
love
Like
him.
I only went there a few times and we were just being mean to the kids.
He
like-
tried to juke him.
Like, shut up.
He tried and then one time me and
Take that
him
jacket off.
Leave me alone.
Take that trash. Take that trash bag off.
hefty. No. Nah, but one time me and him was going to the gym. We was if we was going to the gym, we was going
FT. Whippy.
we was walking into the gym and somebody was lifting weights and they had their back to us. And Ty was like flinching at him, you know, like he was going like this, and then the person turned around and he act like he tripped. Ty was like
Childish, bro. I'm childish.
Scary ass.
Scary.
Ooh.
Yeah, why you acting like you tripped? You was flinching. Keep flinching.
When I was in Pueblo, didn't nobody try me. So
What
even
about
when I
at
was
the
at the
movie
movies.
theater? What
I was
at
about
the
to say
movie-
that.
So at the movie theater, we
No,
was
brother.
walking, we was
in the
we
car.
was pulling into the movies.
No, we was leaving.
and- oh yeah, we was
We
leaving.
was leaving.
And Ty, I don't know if he was thinking about the text messages he was doing with these married women, but he wasn't paying attention, I guess, and he was backing out and he almost hit somebody's girl. And then the dude, he like started talking crap. And then Ty opens up the door and he's like, just take her home, buddy. And then closes the door. And he drove away like he said the coolest thing in the world. He called his mom afterwards.
Hey, listen,
All
bro.
proud.
Listen, cause my mom ready to go. She a rider. She down to hit a lick. Buddy wasn't paying attention when I was pulling out. That was the problem. And he decided to stand there for a little while and then decided to get on Buck. And then I told him to take his girlfriend home because she was holding on him. But he would have I would have slammed his head into the car. So I don't play that.
That's how you can get some positive, I guess, development.
He would have met Jesus early. So
try Jesus.
Don't try me.
Hey
man, take that trash bag off.
He gonna keep saying it. See that?
Oh my God, bro.
So how y'all been? How y'all been outside of,
Tired.
everything? Tired? Why you tired?
You know I'm tired.
All right, so you've been tired. That's all you got for your followers for the week? You've been tired?
She been riding them horses lately.
I'm I'm not gonna lie. No, I've been tired. I've been good, trying to minimize my stress. I go take part of my real estate exam on Tuesday. Woo. I had to pay an extra $100 to do it this way, but Robert talked me into it. So
I did not talk you into it.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I asked a series of questions.
No
series of questions. No, okay. So let me tell you this. She gonna tell me the problem. She tells me the problem, which is
right.
She has.
They didn't have no openings till May.
So that was the problem. But
the
reason why is because she was trying to take 2 tests back to back, and they didn't have the time slots.
Ooh.
But I went in there and I looked can you take one test on one day and then the other test on another day? And you were able to. So I was just like, well, if you don't want to wait a month and a half to do this, then you can take one test on one day and then another test on the other day and do it that way. And she was saying, all right, well, it's going to be an extra $100 because, I'm taking them on separate days and they're going to make me pay separately. So I was like, okay, I mean, all right, it's $100, but you get to take the test early. I didn't say do anything. She going to text me and say, should I cancel? I said, don't cancel until you're sure that you can schedule
he
it.
didn't send it in the right amount of time.
I sent it in
guess who canceled it? I canceled it.
She canceled it after 3 minutes. She canceled it after 3 minutes. She texted me and I was thinking, and I texted her within 3 minutes and said, don't cancel it until you figure out, if you can reschedule the other ones. She texted and said, I just canceled it. I'm gonna find out later about the schedule. And I was just like, I did not tell you to do that. I explicitly said don't cancel it.
Buyer's remorse.
Right? No, he had me cancel it.
I didn't.
He was like,
nothing.
Is it really a waste of $200? Is it really a waste of an extra $100?
Is
or
it
if
you get to do something a month and a half early? Is it really a waste of $100 if you get your real estate license a month and a half early?
What's the flip side?
There's still a chance I might not get it.
That's a lie.
Early.
There's still a chance you wouldn't have got it even if you waited the month and a half. Now you just waited a month and a half just to still not have it.
Well, that's if I don't pass the test. But I can't schedule the second test until I take this first test. So if all the time slots for April are filled up for this second test, then.
But the thing is that's why I was telling her not to cancel it yet, so that she could figure all that out. And she went, no, I canceled it. I'm gonna figure it out now after I didn't cancel my slot.
Emotional, you let your emotions guide you.
Yep. See, she was swimming in them emotions.
I was not. I was
drowning.
To Robert, because if I was swimming in my emotions, I would have kept my schedule.
Bro, you canceled it within 3 minutes.
We're gonna take that leap of faith. We're gonna listen to you.
I didn't say to do that.
Yes, you did.
No, I did. I'm pulling up these text messages right now.
We was on the phone too. You can't show the phone conversation.
I'm gonna read it.
Why? You scared?
Ty, how have you been?
No. So I said, no. This wasn't even 3 minutes.
I need to see some receipts.
She sent me the text message at 1:50. I said, no, it was 1:48. She sent it at 1:48. She said I would have to cancel the exam. I already scheduled in order to see if they have one that should separately.
We sent our messages at the same time.
And so she said, should I cancel? At 1:48. At 1:48, she said, should I cancel? At 1:50, I said, call them and speak to someone before you cancel. Explain to them the situation.
When did you get my message? My message when I sent you, I canceled it, was at 11:50.
Family reunion.
See, look at those times.
Look at the time.
She put you on blast. Hold on, slow down.
Message.
I can't read it if you keep talking. Slow down.
I got his message the same time I sent my message.
But scroll up to when you asked me if you should cancel.
Quit talking because it went to you. Let me see. Talk.
Okay.
There we go. So I can see it.
Scroll up one message.
Fool, if you don't stop, I can see the message. Let her talk
she has to scroll up one message.
I can't see it if you keep talking.
Hold up. She has to scroll up one message so you can see when she asked me if she should cancel.
She out here faking, I know.
She sent it at 1:48.
Okay. Yes, but what I'm saying is the message you told me not to cancel, I got at the same time.
Be quiet.
I told you I canceled it.
Okay, scroll. This guy.
My message sent out at the same time I got your message.
So you asked me a question. You asked me a question and cancel within 1 minute of me. What kind of stuff is that? How do you send someone?
Maybe you do have a point.
But I didn't tell you to cancel. Do you see that? What kind of mentality is that? What kind of mentality is that?
We're gonna take that leap of faith. We got this.
That's not what I was.
I feel like I'm in a Medea movie with y'all.
Coordinated.
Jesus.
Coordinated. How you gonna ask somebody something?
Why y'all always smiling, bro? Like both of y'all smile all the time, bro. Like I be watching her. I'm like, bro, you be out here smiling like Fitz. Like he always smiling for no reason. I swear, both of y'all.
You got to smile. You got to be happy. And I mean, we got bomb ass smiles to not be showing them girls. You see what I'm saying? A1, even though mine's better.
See that?
Hater.
I'm not gonna comment.
We didn't even make a group chat. I would send something in the group chat right now, but we still haven't made one.
We gonna get the group chat up and running.
I'm gonna send it to Robert.
We gonna get the group chat up and running.
Your brother has his own reasons for the group chat.
No,
I know he told me. We had an hour conversation on it. I took offense to some of the allegations he was telling me. I'm like, hold on, this is a whole different person. Don't put me in that boat.
She talking about something different.
No, that was one of the reasons why you didn't want to do the group chat. Don't put me in that boat.
What allegations?
Man, y'all be getting off topic. Let me get into this podcast.
What allegations?
My goodness.
Start with story time.
Y'all be getting.
I was like, let's get into the topic.
I actually had something for the podcast.
He was trying to put some allegations. I see.
Nah.
I have an idea.
Not against you. So you ain't got nothing to worry about. It's not against you.
Oh, I know. I mean, I'm the man. I'm the man, girl.
Let's help some people. Let's help some people. Okay. Because
anyways, bro. Hey, I got a question. Listen, I got a question. Okay. So we're gonna start it off. So I was watching this podcast called The Stir. It's a local podcast out here. And they had a topic of do Black Lives Matter? And they talked about the woman who started Black Lives Matter and how she hasn't really stepped in to curb the BS that's been going on, and she hasn't really tried to decipher between Black Lives Matter, Antifa, all these other organizations that are trying to infiltrate Black Lives Matter. But my question was, do you feel that her not stepping in is destroying her organization or business as an entrepreneur, I guess if that's what you want to call her,
to control the craziness,
to kind of step in and separate the organization from all these other organizations that are deemed bad or terrorism or whatever.
Let me take that real quick. Shalisha wants to see if we can pause the podcast.
I did not.
Okay, back. Shalisha chaired and fell. This is what happens when you from the bottom. You start from the bottom. You got a little stool, a little 1912 stool that they used to sit on.
Tell that, bro. She got that from your grandma.
That's Shalisha down there real quick. I had to pause it, so if there's a little delay, I had to pause it. But we're gonna get back to Ty's question. What was your question before Shalisha? Really felt the
You don't do me like that.
The woman that started Black Lives Matter. Would you deem her as a bad entrepreneur? Like she's letting I don't even know how to phrase the question. Anyways, they was talking about her not stepping in and deciphering between Black Lives Matter and all these other terroristic organizations. So that got me to thinking, and I was like, she's basically she's an entrepreneur. She started the movement or organization, whatever you want to call it. Should she have stepped in to protect what she built, or was she right not to step in? I guess more or less, because I mean, if you got a business, I mean, you're gonna step in and defend your business, right? So for me, it got me thinking like, okay, well, she's just kind of let it all crumble, and now everybody has their own opinion or idea of what it actually is.
So I think that's a great question, but I want to say that it's weird that a political organization, because in my opinion, that's what it is. It's not a business. Like it's not like an entrepreneur to me is someone who is operating a business like a company, a brand, and things like that for the purpose of making a profit, which sadly, if you want to look at it like that, then it is a business in that sense, because they are getting paid off of the emotions of Black people and white people that want to appeal to Black people and, you know, satisfy this need to not appear racist. But I think that as far as her stepping in, there's really no reason for her to, because the more she doesn't step in, the more money she can make in the background, you know, because people's emotions are getting stirred up. So from a business standpoint and from her pocket standpoint, don't step in, because the more people are relating it to this terrorist group or doing this and doing that, the more it's getting talked about and the less money they have to spend on marketing. Every time there's a protest, every time another Black person gets killed, that's free marketing. And I'm not sitting here saying that the organization has no use or anything like that. But what I will say is that, in my opinion, it is not serving Black people. It is more of a left-wing Democrat organization that is more so of a slogan than an ideology or something that's really structured to help liberate Black people. Like I looked at I don't know if you guys seen their agenda or whatever. Like they have an agenda.
A long time ago. They from Colorado.
It has stuff in there that's not even related to Black people. Like it has they want the repatriation. Like they want the government to give land back to Native Americans, which is cool, but I think that's a separate issue.
What?
Yes. If it's called
what?
If you read the book, there's a book where it has this in there, and you can look it up online. They have like the agenda of Black Lives Matter, and one of the requests, and there's a bunch of other ones, it's like a socialist, communist, like manifesto type thing, and they go into a bunch of things that aren't even related to Black people. I'm not saying Native Americans aren't important or anything like that. I'm just saying if you're an organization that's specifically saying Black Lives Matter and you're for Black people, then I think you need to deal with those issues and let another organization that's specifically focused on that deal with that. And so that's my issue with the whole organization. I don't know what.
We waiting on you.
What do you think?
Oh.
I was having technical difficulties.
Think about last night.
Riding those horses.
I'm ride till I can't no more.
That is not what I'm thinking about. You guys know what I'm thinking about, but y'all want to sit here and be petty and play with me. So we gonna make it work. Shit. No, I agree.
Finally agree.
I don't. We always agree on stuff. Sometimes. No, I agree. I feel like if it's gonna be about Black Lives Matter, just leave it about that. Don't try to incorporate all the other BS in it. I get what Robert was saying about not interfering because it's gonna help her financial state or whatever. But personally, I feel like she should, because if that's not what you're standing for, if that's not what you're going for, why are you letting that interfere with the bigger picture? To me, the movement in Black Lives Matter is more important than her financial standpoint. I feel like she's in a good place. So yes, you're benefiting financially, but when you do something like this, I feel like it should just be about the heart, and it should just be about bringing attention to your movement. I don't feel like, I get like everybody wants their financial state to grow, but I feel like sometimes you got to separate it and just leave this about Black Lives Matter. So I feel like she should.
I mean, that's the problem with businesses that operate from like a political standpoint is that, you know, it becomes about the business more than the actual message. And like most of what Black people produce, you're not going to make a lot of money in a lot of people's eyes if you don't mass market it to white people, which is why more white people listen to rap music and hip hop than Black people do. Because you're going to make more money. You're going to make more money if you mass market it to white people than just Black people. So I think this is what they've done with Black Lives Matter, is they've mass marketed it to white people and given them a message that they can stomach instead of giving them a hard factual reality of the history of Black people in this country. And I think this woman, I don't know her personally. I really haven't looked into her.
She from Denver, fool.
Like I said, I haven't really looked into the movement because I really don't get too much into that, the hype of that whole thing. I've never really, I haven't agreed with the movement from the beginning because of its broad nature and how it's trying to tackle all these other issues that really aren't related to Black people. So I don't really get involved in organizations that aren't what they say. Like, I don't want to go to a Mexican restaurant that's selling pizza. You know, and I feel like, I feel like this is what that is.
That pizza might be fire though. That pizza might be fire.
It might be fire, but I'd rather go to a pizza place that specifically focuses on pizza and not one
that's like Del Taco.
Yeah, like I don't want to do that.
Del Taco got tacos, burritos, fries.
This is why I don't go to the buffets
baskets
and stuff anymore. I want to go to a specific place. If I want Mexican food, I go to a Mexican restaurant. If I want if I want a cheese steak, I'm gonna go to a place that serves cheese steaks. I'm done going to places and organizations that try to appeal to everybody, because that's not what I want. Like, I want you to focus on that. I want you to be about that. And if you're about business, then go into business. But don't sit here and pretend that this political movement is about the people when it's a business. Because in business, you make decisions that are going to keep the profit coming in. And what we know about political movements and stuff like that is they're highly emotional based. So and businesses too, but at least you're getting a product at the end of the day. What are you getting with Black Lives Matter? Like, with your time, your energy, your money. So that's my opinion on it.
I mean, I still go to the buffet, though.
I can tell you what they're getting, but I'll tell you off when we get done with this. Lord have mercy, I need help, boy. Well, anyways, that goes into the question that you wanted to ask for the podcast. So,
well, okay, we gonna get to that, but I had another question. I had a 2-part question. All right. So we have our series that we just started last week called "Does This Make Me a Bad Person?" All right. So this week's "Does This Make Me a Bad Person?" is,
what did you do this week?
No, this is not what I did. This is just like real life situations that maybe I've experienced, maybe other people have told me about it, things that I've observed. But it is lying to protect somebody. Like I only, does it make you a bad person to lie to someone to protect them?
Ooh.
It depends. I need it. Leave me alone. Talking about some. Here we go. I need like a scenario.
Okay, so for instance,
because every circumstance is different.
Let's say, well, if every okay.
Are you being your authentic self?
Let's dissect it then. What is, so if we're gonna say that lying to protect someone is good, the opposite of that is not doing it to protect them. So if we're going to say that lying to them is okay in order to protect them, then what was wrong with not doing it in order to protect them? So let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and you cheat on them. Ooh. And you lie about it.
You don't lie. That's not protecting nobody.
Why not? If you're trying to protect their feelings. Let's say this person is depressed already. They're going through a hard time in life, and you know, if you tell them something, that painful, they're probably going to take drastic measures. It's going to.
Okay, well, if you knew this person was in such a fragile state, why was you so insensitive to not care about their feelings to go still do the act in the first place?
But it's done and over with now.
You don't care.
It's done and over. So do you make it worse?
Why they gotta be insensitive though?
Because that's insensitive. You're saying, in this specific scenario you just gave, you're saying because you know they're in a fragile state and this is going to throw them over the edge. So if you knew this was going to throw them over the edge, why would you do it in the first place?
Because you wanted to break up with them. You wanted to break up with them, but you couldn't do that because of the fragile state they're in. So you kind of just been doing your own thing.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
That is just as detrimental to them. It just satisfies you as well.
Hey, how strong are your calf muscles?
Leave me alone.
Because I'm talking about your sisters. Because you be jumping to conclusions like nothing, boy. Dang, bro. Listen, man. You gotta get all you. Hey, hold on. Listen, you gotta get the facts.
Personal experience.
You gotta get the facts.
That's why I said every situation is different.
Well, you acting like Mario out here.
So you personally, you wouldn't lie to somebody. You personally, you wouldn't lie to them if you cheated on them. Because you're saying
I wouldn't have done it in the first place.
That's a lie.
Yes,
so that's what I'm saying. Maybe we need an example where you would do something and then you would lie about it in order to protect them. Because if you're not going to do it in the first place, then it's meaningless to ask what you like if you would lie to protect them.
So give me some scenarios.
What does it depend on? Because I mean, why would you?
I mean, for me, and like
why
the
would
relationship.
You lie? Why would you lie to protect somebody?
Yeah, like what scenarios?
But why you said you would in a certain scenario, so why would you? Like, what do you mean when you say that?
If they can't handle the truth, then that's on them.
You think so?
I'd rather somebody tell me the hardcore truth than to just lie.
Exactly. But I mean, like when I think about lies to protect somebody, I don't know, like I don't think about it in a relationship aspect. I think about it in like you. If you go do something stupid and the cops come knocking on my door talking about, did you see him? And I just see you 5 minutes ago, I'm about to be like, nah, I didn't see him.
Allegedly.
So like
I'm talking about a relationship type thing, not an intimate relationship.
In a relationship.
Not an intimate relationship, not cheating. But let's say let's say it's not something as drastic as cheating. There goes my camera again.
Okay. I got a scenario.
Yeah, let's hear Ty. He's the master on this stuff.
He's doing it. He the pro.
Hey, you know me, gotta slide that ring off, you feel me?
Yep.
Anyways,
just to protect
chopping the finger.
When you say that, I think of like so I've met people and I got friends that have some mental health challenges and their self-esteem and self-confidence isn't where it needs to be for them. So they might ask a question and I might overhype it with my answer just to make them feel better about themselves. I don't know if I'm necessarily lying to protect their feelings because I'm not going to be like, oh, you a POS, you know? or like you ugly or something like that. But I say that just to help boost their self-esteem and self-confidence. Really, I mean, I don't view it as lying because I do mean it. Um,
There's extra hype.
yeah, I just the extra hype might be the lying part, but I mean, that's what I think about when you say that. Like, if somebody's like, "Oh, am I pretty?" I'm like, "Yeah, you beautiful." Something like that.
You and them kids.
Them kids ugly. Them kids got big head. No, I was playing.
Okay, let me open up and give you guys a scenario, and I'm opening myself up here. This was a few years ago. All right, back in college.
What'd you do?
There's a situation where, and I'm only bringing this up to give an example for the podcast, but there were multiple people that I would speak to, like on the next level, that were in relationships. And when I would talk to them, like they would just be like, I can't tell this other person this because like they can't handle it, or like I just don't feel the same way, but I don't know how to tell them because like they're this sensitive person and whatever. So there be multiple females that I'd be talking to that like they be texting me, and then it'd be like, okay, my boyfriend's coming, I'll see you later. So I know it's wrong that I'm messaging them, but at the same time, they're telling me like they just don't want to hurt this person's feelings. They're doing it to protect them, but they still want that connection with somebody. They still want to feel loved and appreciated. So now they're hitting me up to get that. And I'm like, okay, I'm a loving and appreciative type of dude.
There you go.
So I'm doing my part. And I'm not saying it's right, but I am saying that people do feel like that. Like people do feel like they can't tell somebody something because that other person will go off the deep end. She gonna put the emoji up. So I'm just being real. We talking about real life scenarios. And it did feel good. It felt good to know that I was being chosen over somebody else.
Talk your talk, boy. Talk your talk.
And
were you really being chosen?
For what I wanted, yeah. It was cool. Like I got conversations out of it. I got to understand how this person felt. We went out and ate a bunch of times. Like it was chill. And so I was able to understand them. They were able to understand me. And ultimately, I feel like I helped them out of a tough situation because they could have been talking to some dude that really didn't care. Like they could have been talking to somebody that didn't really appreciate them or whatever. Yep. So it's like, I don't know.
Your sister's just like, nah.
I'm not saying it's right. Though. And I'm not saying that there's not contradictions in there and that I don't see that how I was being shady to the person that she was with. But at the same time, it's like sometimes a fisherman got to reel that fish in. And I'm a fisherman first.
I like that. Yeah.
Fisherman Fitz.
Yeah.
I done put my tie pants on.
This guy.
I done slid the purity ring off.
This guy.
So I don't know. Does that help, or does that make me look like something that people should talk crap about?
I don't think we do it intentionally though. I feel like we do it out of being genuine. We want to be nice to people. We want to show them love. She invited me
for sushi. She said, "Do you want to go to sushi?" And I said yes. And then she said that she had a boyfriend a few days later. I was like, "All right, we ain't got to talk then." Then she kept talking and talking, and then we was messaging, and then we was meeting, and then we was going to the dispensary and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay, this is a cool person. And then throughout that, then they're just like, okay, well, I'm gonna break up with them, or I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, but I just need time. But I really like you as a person. This, and this. So I'm just like, okay, cool. So I wanna be there, like when it does eventually happen. So I don't know. She was trying to protect him, and I was trying to protect her, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm a protector.
There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I just think we just get caught in situations
We being
where we
judgy
just
over there.
we overthink. Your sister been in situations too. Don't let her fool you on this podcast.
Don't let the trash bag fool you.
She is a player, boy. Don't, I already got her card, so we gonna talk about that later.
Yep.
Wait, no, because I didn't even
anyways,
I didn't get to
Look,
let me finish what I'm saying, bro.
No,
let me
she
finish what I'm
flicking her hair
saying.
back.
What you doing with your shirt? Chill out.
She
I
flicking
was
her
trying
hair
to be
back.
She out here.
quiet. You see what I'm saying? No, I was trying to be quiet, and then y'all just keep going.
Listen, man. I was just trying to say that we get in situations and sometimes we just make decisions based on our own desires, or maybe we try to help that person out. So I don't think we do it intentionally, but we probably do a lot to protect people. But we put people on a pedestal. So when our significant other is, when we feel like we can't tell them that, is because they see us in this light. So, and then we gonna break it. Go ahead, tell your story, player.
Yeah.
Don't act all innocent.
Who's acting innocent?
You getting an Oscar over there? You act.
Look, I speak my truth. This is why I look. Okay. I was really trying to be quiet to hear the full story so I could get on the bits and pieces of information.
She getting a Grammy, bro.
Okay, so I got a couple issues with that.
All right.
She told you she didn't want to end it with him, or she needed more time to figure out how to end it because he was sensitive, right?
Yeah. I gave her ultimatum too. I said, choose me or choose him.
Okay. And now, do you think that she was doing it to protect him, or do you think she was doing it more off of selfish reasons? Do you think, because if it's the scenario that I think it is, wasn't this a long-term relationship they had?
Yeah, it was in a relationship like 3 years.
Okay, so I feel like a part of her was like she didn't want to fully let go, but she knew she wasn't into it. So she didn't fully want to let go because it's like, damn, I invested this much time and this much energy into this relationship. She loves him and all that other stuff. But she was kind of like, she was disconnecting. And then she started connecting with you. But I think she wanted to kind of have her cake and eat it too. She didn't want to call quits just yet because she's trying to see which grass is greener on the other side. I don't view that as protecting somebody.
This is This is her. I'm just the connection. I'm just the charger.
Hey, sometimes people make you more charged than others.
I'm the honest type of person. If you want to protect me, then you shouldn't have did it in the first place, or you should have had at least enough decency for my feelings and how I would have felt about it to come talk to me before you go do whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, everybody is entitled to do whatever the hell they want to do. Everybody's going to do whatever they want to do. But for me,
he doesn't know about it. He doesn't know about it. So
that's a lie. That's a problem, though. Like if she wanted to do that, she could have even been like, I want to take a step back. Whatever the situation is, she could have came up with something to say.
So should I tell him?
He's not being lied to.
So should I?
I don't feel like it's your place to tell him. I think she needs to man up and tell him, like, this is how you feel. Be like, I'm interested in this nigga. I'm kind of feeling this nigga. I'm not feeling what we got going. Like for me, I would rather prefer the honest. I need you to come to me and let me know what's up, because at the end of the day, I feel like, off of my personal feelings, if I was that guy in that relationship, I feel like if I would have known that, I could have reevaluated how I felt in this relationship, in my place in that relationship. Without knowing that, if she's not being fully disclosing how she feels, he's over there thinking everything's all hunky-dory, peachy king and all types of shit, and it ain't. So therefore, she took his choice away, I feel like, because she wanted to be selfish. If you don't know what you want, you don't need to be in a serious relationship, period. You just need that to be known. I don't feel like in relationships, you need to lie to protect somebody, no. Because if you wanted to protect them, you would have been honest, took their feelings into consideration, how they were going to react, and you either wouldn't have done it in the first place, or after you did it, because you had that guilty conscience, you would have came forward and came clean. So in relationships, I don't feel like there's, as far as like cheating and messing with other people, that, oh, I didn't want to hurt you. Well, you already hurt me the minute you laid down with old girl. Like, what you talking about?
We didn't
now
lay
you're
down.
You're adding to the hurt. Well, in this scenario, you didn't lay down. So when y'all went to go eat that sushi,
he laid it down. He didn't lay down.
If the dude would have known you and her was out eating sushi, some type of way.
Yeah.
So if he would have known, he would have been hurt.
That's why she didn't tell him.
So, okay, then why not just do it not to hurt him in the first place? Why not? I feel like you're not telling him because it's not that you don't want to hurt him. You don't want to hurt yourself, and you don't want to take responsibility for yourself and say, I disconnected from my 3-year relationship and I found somebody who I may be more attracted to or more interested in.
Yeah, I think
so
that
I feel like
it's
she's
both
protecting
parts.
herself. She's not protecting him.
I want to go back because you said they was their first.
Yeah, they was like been together since teenagers, I think, and
okay.
Then I come along and just an innocent dude.
It's a whole new world.
Good,
like
with a good smile.
She tasting chocolate cake. She
good
ain't
conversation.
Want what she had no more.
You gonna have to give me some names later because I don't remember this.
I do. Because me and him would talk about it constantly. And he knows even when we would talk about it back in the day, I tell him the same shit I'm saying now. This is why I'm not in a relationship. Because a lot of people don't have the viewpoints that I have and cannot respect how I feel.
Stop lying.
I swear to you, I'm not. But
lying.
even when Bobby was bringing this up years ago, I was telling him the same thing that I'm telling him now. As God is my witness.
Oh my God, bro. I'm about to get off this podcast right now, bro. I forgot, bro. Hey, I forgot, bro. I know you talking about.
It had to be done.
I know you talking
about.
Yeah,
no.
Dang, bro. I forgot about that. I ain't know she likes sushi.
I don't feel like that.
Go ahead, Playboy. I see you.
No. Just be honest and compassionate.
He was
let
honest.
Me ask you something. If it was Tati doing this to Robert and Tati was feminine and she over there going to have sushi, Robert gonna be pissed off that she's going over there having sushi with a whole nother dude.
She's faithful.
So
I'm not saying that there's not another side to it. Like I felt for him. I felt for him, and we would. We would talk about it. We would talk about it, but
he was a bum.
She was weighing her options.
He was a bum.
She was
it
weighing
don't matter though.
She was weighing her options
because that's a human being who deserves the decency for somebody to have enough respect for them to at least tell them the truth.
Hold on.
You already out there doing whatever the fuck you want to do. At least be honest.
Flag on the play. First of all,
ain't no. I need
slow down. Slow down, because you turning it up. You talking really fast.
Right. Let's.
Second of all.
Okay.
Second of all, we got to spit these facts because you don't know everything. You weren't there experiencing it like I was.
Yeah,
I was experiencing.
It doesn't matter.
Whoa!
It's the principle of the nature.
Man, listen, man.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna be quiet again, and then when you're done,
because there's you ain't chopping nothing up. Because I'm still whole. We gonna take you out to the trash, girl, because it's gonna be Monday.
Ooh,
anyways,
we both going and let's go. Go ahead, get to it.
With the Febreze sent to it. Listen.
Go ahead.
I hear what you're saying, and that's cool. That's one side. The other side is, why should she not be happy? Why
she can be happy?
Whoa! Slow your horses now. Okay, there's two sides of that coin, though. If she don't want to be with him, she want to be happy, but she don't know how to necessarily detach. Who gonna teach her that? She gotta learn by herself. So
exactly.
But she don't want to hurt him. That's the whole point. I don't think.
But she doesn't see how what she's doing is hurting him already.
How do you know he was hurt though? How do you know he didn't have nothing on the side?
Yeah,
that's not what. Even
that's why I asked you about your calf muscles. That's why I asked you about your calf muscles earlier because you jumped into conclusions. I'm about to call you Mario Jr.
Look,
listen. Hold on. Yeah, based off of what he said, yes. But there's more to it that you don't know about.
That's fine. But Robert didn't disclose that information.
Well, let's add the human side to it.
Yeah.
Let's add the human side to it because
I don't agree.
Let's add the human side to it of, like in life with relationships, with other things, like you don't, just because you want to leave a situation doesn't mean that you don't want to feel what you were feeling still. Like, like if you leave a job, that doesn't mean that you still don't want to have money coming in. Like a lot of people don't just quit their job and then go look for something. They go look for something while they're still there. And, like they're still filling it out and comparing. This is this person's first relationship. They don't really know what was out there. You know what I'm saying? Like they was just like, hey, I don't know. I still love this person, but it's just not what it was. And I don't know. I'm confused. And they're like, I'm lucky that I found you because now it's making me question everything and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying human nature is complex. I'm not like,
get it off the muscle, boy.
It's not all logical.
It's not. But nobody's saying that she was 100% wrong. But I don't personally feel like she was doing it more so to protect him. I feel like she was doing it more so to protect herself.
Yeah.
Because if you want to be happy, and if she felt that way, like this was her first relationship, she wanted to experience life, she wanted to go experience more relationships, that's fine. You have that right. All I'm saying about it is, and without knowing the other person had his thing on the side too, you know, you can still be honest.
They didn't.
You can listen.
She was out of his league.
Even if that's true, even if that's true. Even if that's true, she is entitled to feel however she wants to feel. But I'm big on the respect thing. So I'm just saying, personally, if I was her in that situation and I was feeling how she was feeling, I would at least have to sit down and have a conversation so he could know how I was feeling. I don't like to lead nobody on. I'm very upfront and I'm very blunt in all of my relationships. I let you know what to expect and let you know what not to expect. So me personally, I would have been like, look, this is how I'm feeling. You know, it's our first relationship. We've been in here 3 years. I want to go experience life. I want to do this, and this. We are not necessarily committed to each other, because when you add that word commitment, when you're in a committed relationship, if you feel that way, there's an issue within your relationship. So it doesn't need to be a committed relationship. And I just feel like she should have sat down and let him know, like, I'm not saying I don't love you and I don't care for you, but as far as our relationship goes, we're not on the same page. I'm over here and you're over here.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
What's your longest relationship?
Mine?
Yeah.
Look at her getting all geeked.
Almost 4 years.
4 years. Okay. And can you say that in that 4 years you experienced a lot of trials and tribulations? Can you say that? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you love that person. Your definition of love, you love that person. And he loves you back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I had to sit down and I had to suck up my feelings on, yes, this could potentially hurt this person, but if I feel like I'm lying to them, or if I feel like I'm hiding this to them, it's going to hurt them more if I come down and have this conversation with them. So I had to set my pride aside. I had to set my feelings aside. And I actually, and Robert knows this, I had to actually sit down and be like, I'm not feeling this no more. There's a disconnect in this area, and this area. I think we need to slow down. We need to cool our brakes. Like, I'm not. I'm not saying I don't love you. I'm not saying I don't care about the relationship, but right now we're not connecting. So either we need to figure out a way to fix this and get back on some sort of solid foundation in our relationship, or we are not going to be able to continue this relationship. And it hurt me. I didn't want to do it because in the person, Robert knows too, I felt like was in a very fragile state of mind and still is.
Softy.
But I only put out there what I want.
Yeah.
And if I'm in a relationship with somebody and there's a disconnect or they're not feeling something, I want you to communicate that to me so we can either figure out how to fix it or figure out if we need to go our separate ways. Because I'm not about wasting time. I'm not in a relationship to just sit here and play house. I want to build something. But that's just me and my viewpoint. So we can't build and we can't go forward and hit the goals and achievements I want to in a relationship if we're not being honest with each other and we don't have that communication. Conversations are not always going to be easy. You know, it's always going to be, I might hurt this person's feelings saying this, but they still deserve to know.
I felt more like a coach though to her, you know, like, it wasn't necessarily like, oh, we're going to necessarily be together and stuff that was on the table, but it was more so, you know, like, hey, you know, like, yeah, like she would come to me and cry about things that had happened to them and this and that. And
yeah, she confided in you. And that's
I would
fine.
be there for her and this and that. But at the same time, she knew what it was. It was like, you know, I'm coach.
Yeah.
I'm not saying nothing
as a coach in this player.
I'm not saying like you should have sat down and had a conversation with old dude because that's not your place. That wasn't your relationship.
I seen him at the movies one time. I went to see Star Wars and he was sitting in the robe.
Dang.
I'm just saying, check this out, though. Sat down and had that conversation.
Check this out. So the reason why I asked you that is because relationships over maybe the 2 year mark, they have a period of like flatness. So things are
definitely.
routine, things are going
and
slow.
then it just goes, and then it's like, whoa.
All that. So in that time, a lot of relationships don't recover. So
They don't.
they might have been in that period where it didn't recover,
Mm.
or they were better off as friends. I believe that you get in relationships with some people that you just meant to be friends with. Like you're not supposed to spend the rest of your life with them.
I agree.
Or you get with some people you're just not meant to be with them in general. So
I agree.
in that situation, Fitz was more of like a companion rather than a potential
suitor
prize. He could have been.
We're not. Yeah.
He could have been, but what he did was he helped her rekindle her love.
I was a stepping stone.
Which I
but we're not talking about his place. We're talking about how she so quote unquote lied to protect him.
But she didn't lie, because I was in a situation like that. He knows who I'm talking about. I helped somebody rekindle their love, and now they got married and they got a baby. Yep. She was trying to explore some options.
Mm-hmm. And that's fine, but I still, again, personally feel like
is it lying though? Is it lying? Is it lying?
It is. If you're not disclosing the truth, it's lying. If you're hiding parts of it, it's lying.
How? I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Because
but she probably did tell him though. The one that the situation I was in, I can't remember if she told him or not. She probably did tell him. Nah, but I met him. We hung out. He knew me. I don't know if he knew he was sexing though. Nah. I had to put that on blast though, boy, because she tried to play me.
Wait, okay. Tried to play. So this does get into what I wanted to talk about today. I think we kind of understand where each other's feelings are about that.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, me and Ty are like the protectors, Papa Bear type of deal. Shalisha.
And
you just
I'm
hurt her.
I'm the loving and caring one who respects how you feel.
She's the one where you find some money and she like turn it into the police.
Hey, bro, check this out. Listen.
No, we got to make that money.
Hold on.
We got to do with that money.
Listen, I think there's a balance to it. Yeah. Okay. Because I think when you quote unquote lie, like you're saying, you provide you provide a comfort, like a comfortable landing for that person, because eventually
your wheels out on the plane.
Exactly. Eventually you're gonna tell them, or it's gonna come to light. Because I had somebody tell me straight in my face, we was on Skype at the time, that they cheated and did all these things. That hurt me more than them lying to me. That straightly killed my soul. Like, you could cut out my heart and eat it type of feeling. So I understand to an extent. But for me, it's about the respect thing. I respect you more for trying to protect me. Did I like what you did? No. But I respect you more for trying to let me down easy instead of just throwing me off the plane.
Well, you don't gotta be rude about it. You gotta be like, yeah.
It's not about being rude. That it depends on the person that they're telling. They might take it a certain way. They could kill themselves. Like, I had one of my friends kill himself in front of the girl that he wanted to be with because she did him wrong. Shot himself in the head right in front of her. So you have to be considerate of people's feelings.
You do, and you can still do that and be honest.
Hold on. But listen, imagine you're with somebody who has no idea what you're feeling because they think everything's all peaches and cream. And then you come to them with a problem and say, well, I think we should slow things down. Having a problem with this, and this. Okay? Their whole world is going to crumble because they have no type of idea about why this stuff is going on. And then that basically kills a relationship at that point. 100%. People do not recover from that because they're like, oh my God, what do I do now? So you got to have a balance. I understand lying. Everybody doesn't want to get lied to, but I respect people for trying to do the right thing, but having their shortcomings.
Everybody does. Everybody has their shortcomings in trying to do the right thing. Me personally, it's gonna hurt like hell.
You stomping on people's hearts. We get it.
I'm not. No, I'm not. No,
that's why you got that jacket on, huh? Because you be stepping on people's hearts with them cleats, huh? Stomping, boy.
I'm not a football
running a
fan.
40.
I'm never wearing this jacket again.
You stole that from your boyfriend?
No, my dad bought me this in matching sweats. He did. No, but
your sugar daddy?
My father.
That's what you call your sugar daddy, your father?
I call him dad, pop, father.
You call him all of them names?
Yeah, it just depends.
Did he buy you stuff like that? Dang, bro. That's crazy.
You know what? Leave the jacket alone. I'm not a football fan. It's a jacket. You got
Once
nice
you get
colors,
a sugar daddy,
good.
You approve of this?
Hey.
Robert, don't let him try to play me like that. Anyway, I'm not stomping on nobody's heart. I'm not out here being heartless. I'm not skating on people's hearts either.
I gotta go answer this real quick. Y'all wrap this part up real quick, okay? I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Ooh, you about to sign that contract?
Just pause the video. Pause the video, fool.
Okay.
You have to edit this.
No, we not.
No, sound like Tatiana when you said
Here
that.
we go.
Ooh,
okay.
We
back.
Yeah. Hey, you been hanging around Tatiana too much, boy. I gotta press play. This guy.
Now February.
We back.
I seen that, bro.
I seen that.
They some fools, man. They some fools.
So
what about the other month?
I think we touched a lot on the misfortunes of old dude, but he's whatever.
He's in a better place.
Yeah, he's in a better
place. That was the first girl I've ever seen him really invested in, though, for real. They was good together, for real.
Yeah, we was chill.
I liked her. I liked her for him. For sure. She could have been the one.
So.
Look at him smiling, bro. Oh my God. And now he got a wife.
Yeah, it all worked out. I was able to get the skills necessary, and she was able to, do what she had to do.
Nigga, do what it do.
Dang, bro. I told somebody the truth and they blocked me.
They may have been mad. That's okay. Let them be mad.
Bro, I know them for forever, and they from Vegas. He know who I'm talking about too.
You make me want to. Is it the name you just told me?
Yeah.
We probably have each other on Facebook.
Look her up.
What high school she go to?
Oh,
I don't know. I need to know if I know her.
I don't know.
Text Robert the name so I can copy and paste and look it up. Because we ain't got the group chat going.
I can just see the name on Zoom.
Okay, do that.
Cut out the middleman.
There we go.
But I told her the truth, and because she liked me for a long time. She came to Colorado. He know who I'm talking about. And he was with me when I picked up. And after that situation happened, she had kids. She had a kid, but then she got in contact with me and wanted to rekindle the fire. But for me, she's not on the level that I am. She's still stagnant, still complacent. She's not ready. I don't think she'd be ready for the level up needed in order to stay in this environment. Now, I have no problem with her kid. I love her daughter to death. Like, I'd do anything for her daughter. Anything. It's just more of she had too many fantasies. She had too many fantasies. And I was like, look. And she living with her current ex-boyfriend or whatever he is. I don't know what he is. I'm like, look, we need to slow things down. You're gonna have to work on yourself for a little while, and then we could have talked. But she didn't like that though. She hit me with the block real quick.
Well, I mean, that's actually related to what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, which is getting taken advantage of. Or
did you find her?
Yeah.
Let me see. Light skin?
Yep.
Curly hair?
She's your type. She's your type.
Man.
My type.
They be getting distracted. Okay,
hold on. Hey, whoa. Slow, bro. What you mean my type?
We
what
got
you mean
to
my
help
type?
somebody today. Y'all getting into too much.
What you mean my type?
She looks like your
Oh
cup
my
of tea.
God.
My cup of tea.
Okay.
What you think my cup of tea is? We gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this.
Y'all be getting distracted.
She did. She went to basics.
I'm a pause.
I feel like she went to basics.
All right. So
this fool the one that got up and went to try to.
All right. So
I hate you.
I wanted to talk about getting taken advantage of or taking advantage of somebody.
Okay.
Like that girl.
Nah.
He wasn't.
We gonna get off the girl.
He was
not Robert.
What?
See, she okay. So what I want to talk about
she was taking advantage of nobody.
Getting taken advantage of, as far as, you know, like there are a certain group of people, they want to do something in life, but they just can't seem to be assertive enough in what they want to do to get people to either go along with what they're trying to do, or, you know, like they just keep getting taken advantage of because they're not able to articulate what it is that they actually want. And so people don't take them seriously.
Yep.
And so what do you guys think about that?
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I concur.
All right. Is there like is there how do we help these people?
Man.
Like, how do we help somebody that's in a situation where, you know, like you see them getting taken advantage of, or you know, maybe they don't even know they're getting taken advantage of, and you see people just using them. You see people just, you know, like, give me a ride here, give me this amount of money, you know, do this, but then they're not getting anything back in return.
Leave while you can, because if you don't leave or you don't separate yourself, you're gonna be in a cycle for more than you intend to.
I feel like that specific scenario happens a lot within family members. Ooh. So I would say you can care about somebody and want the best for somebody, but you can't let them take advantage of you. You can't make those excuses of, oh, but it's just this and it's for this long. No, you have to sort of come to realization that you care about this person and you're doing it out of the kindness of your heart to help them, but they're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart, and they're not even appreciative of what you're doing. So you helping them is actually going to hinder them. So you have to, I guess, make that choice between you and them. And in life, you have to put yourself first, and you have to be selfish in order to make that happen.
Right? Because earlier you said you were saying that it was wrong of this person to be selfish and go out and talk to me when they were, you know, doing what they were doing.
I didn't say
but
that.
now you're saying that you should put
I said it was
hypocritical.
Wrong. I said it was wrong for her not to be honest and have that conversation with him.
But she's
right for being selfish.
No, she wasn't. She can be selfish. But what is wrong with being selfish and considerate at the same time? If she would have sat down and had that conversation with dude and let him know where her feelings are, where she felt in the relation. Yes, the fuck you. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
You get hyped up, bro. You can't be selfish and considerate. That makes
yes, you can.
They don't correlate.
Yes, you can.
Then how is that selfish?
If she would have told him how she felt and just been honest with him, that would have her being considerate. Her still doing what she wanted to do, what made her happy would have been her, quote unquote, being selfish. So that's both.
She not being considerate. If she tells him how she feels so she can go be with another man, that's being selfish. That's not considerate.
But she's being honest. That's the consideration part. Instead of lying
to be honest
and hiding.
Consideration would have been, hey, I'm feeling this type of way. You know, we need to take a little small break and let her figuring out what she need to figure out. But if she told Buddy like you want her to tell him, that's being selfish.
Wait, how do I want him? How do I want her to tell him?
Because you said that she needed to go tell him. She need to be honest and tell the truth. If she tell the truth and say, well, I got this dude over here who's doing everything for me, who want me, la 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 la, and she'd be like, peace out, that's her being selfish. But if she went to him and said, this is how I'm feeling, I'm confused, you know, we just need to take a break or communicate, talk, whatever, and then she figured it out, that's her being considerate. But you can't be both. That makes absolutely no sense. Because
I'm saying I'm not. Everybody is selfish in one way or another. But how I view it is her sitting down, telling him, I'm not feeling this. I wanted to take a break. I'm kind of feeling like I want to do my own thing. I might be interested in this one. To me, that's being more considerate than just lying to him. If she would have lied to him,
How, Sway? How?
How, Sway?
How?
Because I heard you. I was about to answer. Stop yelling at me. Jesus. Because I feel like it's being considerate, because if she would have lied and had him over here thinking one thing when it's something totally, completely different, then I just don't feel like that's right.
You'd
but
be
I
okay.
Feel like you can.
You'd be okay if you had a man who came to you and said, there's this other woman that I might be interested in.
Okay.
Is that not selfish? How is that considerate?
It's considerate because he came and told me how he felt instead of just going out and doing his thing and not caring how I felt about it.
He trying to put you in jail, okay? By telling you
He's
there's another woman.
There's
another woman.
Because can't nobody put me in jail but me. My response to that would have been like, okay, well, where's the disconnect? Why are you feeling this person more than you were feeling what we had going on? And then at that point, I'd have to step back and be like, figure out what you want. I might be here. I might not be here when you figure out
how does getting taken advantage of play into this? Because there are people out there that they just have the personality to where they're not able to, be as assertive as they want to. And, like they really do get anxiety, not even with the relationship thing, but just normal everyday things. Like these are the people where you could be like, hey, let me get $20. And they would give you $20 knowing that they really only have 20 and they don't have it to give. And there are a certain group of people where, like they want to start a business, they want to be entrepreneurs, they want these things, but then it's business. So people are trying to, make their money, do what they do. And they just,
you have to watch who you surround yourself around. And nowadays you do have to watch that handout or that hand that you give out to help somebody, because a lot of people are malicious and they don't necessarily care. But if you are hanging around people who have the same mindset as you, the same goals and the same aspirations, then they would know that even this little $20 that you necessarily don't have is important. So I need to either pay you back or make sure this isn't a reoccurring issue. But I feel like if you're hanging around people, if you have that mindset to where you want to build a business and you want to grow, and you're hanging around people who just want to reap your benefits off of you growing, you're going to hinder your business and your growth. So you have to then put you, your family in front of whoever you're helping. Like we'll get personal because Robert likes us to get a little personal. It's not a situation me and Robert are in, but we have been two advocates to somebody who we both feel like is repeatedly being taken advantage of by some people by constantly helping them. And then when they help them, it's like this person is helping them and even risking their family, their household, their sanctuary, and the whole nine to help these people. But these people don't even show enough appreciation. They barely even get a thank you. And the minute you can't help them or you can't give that handout, then you get these dirty messages and all this stuff. And basically the advice I'm giving this person is, who comes first? You can want to help somebody till you're blue in the face, but you're helping somebody who doesn't want to be helped, and they're taking advantage of your kindness. So you have to, I still agree, you have to be selfish a little bit. I told her, like, be selfish, put you and your family first. Like, this person's family too, but you got your own family now. You can't be out here risking what you're trying to build for somebody who's not even giving you a thank you. I think people don't want to be selfish in this world, but sometimes you really got to be selfish. You got to love some people from a distance, and you can't think of yourself as anything less because you're deciding to put your foot down and not help them.
What if being selfish is that? Like, what if it's being selfish by putting someone else first because you get something from putting other people first? Like, there are just some people out there that like helping people and don't like the feeling of telling someone no. So is it selfish that they tell them yes so that they don't have to feel bad?
Yeah, but it's like, why? You also have to, like, I feel like
That question done short circuited her.
Got her tongue tied.
It did, but that's a good thing because it gets you thinking. That's the whole point of this podcast. You see what I'm saying? Bringing different minds or scenarios to light. But I feel like, okay, so
I think you have to. I think you have to reflect. You have to reflect on who you are as a person, and I also think that you have to.
Make you a bad person.
You have to evaluate your circle, evaluate who your family is and who's not your family, because you might have family, but you don't talk to them. They might be your family because of the title, but they don't interact with you on a daily. And I think people know, man. I think people know to an extent. I think they know they're getting taken advantage of. They know these people keep coming in and out of their lives, or they come around when they need something or need somebody. I've seen this with you, and you've seen it with me when we was in Pueblo and in college and stuff, on campus. But I also seen it outside of that too. I think those people just there's a lot of stuff internally that is messed up. I wouldn't say messed up with them, but they haven't faced yet because they're letting somebody take advantage of them to fill a hole, an emptiness inside of them.
Self-esteem.
It could be self-esteem, confidence, love, hopefulness of somebody just being there, a companion, all those things. And I think with you when you ask if them putting other people first because they don't want to feel bad, that's selfish because they're not taking care of themselves. They're risking everything for that person for no reason, not even to get anything in return, or if they want something in return, they could be doing it for that reason too. To kind of hold it over somebody's head, but for the most part, it's like they're doing it because they don't want to say no, and then they end up getting put in a situation where it messes both of them up.
Well, let me ask you guys this question. All right. In this scenario, I want you guys to tell me who the selfish person is.
Ooh.
All right.
Shalisha.
If I'm
not selfish.
If I hire somebody and I pay them $25 an hour, but their work is generating more than $25 an hour, but they accept the job, am I selfish for only paying them $25, or are they selfish for only accepting $25? Because they have a reason why they accepted $25 an hour. Like they're doing that for them, and I'm paying them what I want to pay them for me.
It's tough.
So who's selfish in that situation if both people are getting what they want?
Both people.
So who's right and who's wrong?
Neither one.
So you can be selfish and be right?
They're both they're both right and wrong. I'm gonna tell you why, because the boss, whoever it is, actually, old girl went through this. I'll tell you about it later. She was in a situation like that where she created a job for herself and she was bringing in more money, more grants, like a lot of money for the organization.
That she was a part of?
Yes. Her boss understood that she was working for this and she accepted that, but he told her, when the time comes, we can talk. We can talk about moving you up. Because things are going to change eventually. We're going to get the ball rolling. So I think there's an agreement that both people accept. I think it depends on that individual as well to bring it to the table and say, hey, I'm doing this, and this for the company. I think I should reap some type of reward, benefits, whatever it is off of this, whether it's a pay raise, whether it's vacation time, whatever. And vice versa. I think for the boss, he should say, hey, this is what's going on. You've been doing so good. We're going to do this for you, or we're going to do this, and this. It don't necessarily have to be a pay raise. It could be a paid vacation. It could be something so small to make them continue to keep going. So,
but let's say it's everything they wanted. Let's say they were like, I want $30 an hour. I want 3 weeks vacation. I want, a private maid or whatever. Let's say they got everything they wanted. That person is still not getting paid their actual value, because you can't hire someone and pay them what they're producing, because then you're not making money off of them, and you only hire someone to make money off of them. And so what I'm saying is no matter what the situation is, if you hire somebody and they're producing money for you, you're getting something of value that they're not getting. Like you're getting more of their value than they're getting. So is that selfish of you, even though they're getting everything that they want or that they've agreed to? Like in the relationship that we were talking about, this dude is getting a girlfriend. He's getting a girlfriend that he loves and that's talking to her and that he's in a relationship with. He's getting what he wants.
She looked good
and
too.
She's getting what she wants. So what I'm trying to understand how this selfishness thing plays in, and how, like, when we talk about people getting taken advantage of, what is the real issue? Like, it seems like it's relative.
Internally, that's what it is.
So do people know they're getting taken advantage of, or do you think most times
to an extent, bro? If you're oblivious,
they know to an extent.
Hey, if you're oblivious, then hey.
So whose fault is it?
Keep getting taken advantage of then.
So whose fault is it?
It's them.
I would put fault on the person who was letting themselves being taken advantage of.
All the fault.
You can.
So it was his fault.
I mean, to me, I feel like the person who's being taken advantage of has more fault. In the scenario I gave earlier, not in the earlier scenario. I have to make that clear.
You be contradicting, man.
No, because it's like, I feel like it's all
emotional.
Like, different scenarios have different outcomes. Different scenarios play out differently. And the scenario that I gave, let me finish talking, Tyson. The scenario that I gave, I feel like it was her fault more so, because she knew she was being taken advantage of, but because she cared so much, she allowed herself to continue to be taken advantage of. I feel like it's also the other person's fault, because I feel like they know they're taking advantage of somebody. You know, this person has a genuine good heart and is sitting here really just trying to help you, but you're continuously taking advantage of them, knowing what you're doing. Why aren't you saying, hey, this is family, they're just doing this to look out for me, I'm taking advantage of them, let me like slow back a little bit? You can obviously, because when someone's taking advantage of somebody, they know their triggers, or they know their buttons of what's going to get them what they want.
But why is it a bad thing? Like, why is it a bad thing that you're getting all you can out of a situation? Like, why isn't it on the other person to set the boundaries? You know, like if I go to the ATM and I ask for 200,
it's on both
they give
people
400.
To set the boundaries, because just as much as this person is caring about you to help you, I mean, you should care a little bit about them, to not let it go to the extent of, instead of them just helping you, I'm going to take advantage of them. Like,
why do you know you're taking advantage? How do you know you're taking advantage of somebody? Like, let's say you're like, hey, can I get $20? And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, are you sure? And it's like, yeah, I'm sure. But you really don't want to give it to me. But for your own reasons, because you don't want to make me mad, or you don't want to do whatever. Like, you're just like, well, I'm just going to go along with it. You know, like, I've been in situations where people have offered to give, when I lived in Pueblo, other people rides, you know, like to parties and stuff. And this person really didn't want to do it, but they, for whatever reason, couldn't say no to people. And so because they couldn't say no, they didn't want to say no, and that those people not like them anymore. Yep. And so they ended up driving people around all night to parties. They ended up doing all these things they didn't want to do. But they told the person yes. And the person was even like, are you sure? And it was like, yes. But some people are just passive aggressive in nature. So they just like expect you to catch on.
Like the restaurant with the cake.
Yeah, like some people expect like you to catch on. But in other situations, other people like, well, I asked them, I was direct with them, and they didn't tell me. You know, just like that relationship situation. Yeah. Let's take it back. Let's say that person did say to the person, hey, I'm not feeling you no more, or whatever. I think we should take a break. That other person may be like, okay, and agree to it. But then they may be like, okay, well, they're giving me signs. You know, like they said hi to me. Everything's going good. There's good communication. Maybe it's not over. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there is something still here. Like it's, even if you're direct with somebody, they can still, in their own mind, come up with something. And I think
they can be okay with it.
Yeah, they can be okay with it. And they don't see it as being taken advantage of.
I was thinking about you saying, like, what's the problem? Why do people let people take advantage of them?
Or what's the problem with taking advantage of someone?
I don't know if there's a problem, because what if y'all both are doing it? I've been in situations where we both were doing it and we both got what we wanted. So they got something. Don't do that. Don't do that. You already know, player. Like the 2 Elks, you feel me? Got what I wanted.
You guys, okay.
Hey, listen, man, listen. But you can take advantage of somebody. They can do the same to you. I don't know if it's really taking advantage, but y'all both just benefiting off of that person right now in the moment.
What is an advantage?
An upper hand.
Ooh.
So what are you getting an upper hand in? Like if what you're saying is true, what are you getting an upper hand at? Like
in which scenario?
In any scenario, like if somebody says you're taking advantage of me, what does that actually mean? Like you're getting an upper hand in what exactly?
Your own desires, I guess.
But they didn't care about that. They didn't care about that $20 if they gave it to you. Like you gave them the upper hand. They didn't take anything.
I guess you get the upper hand on their emotions. You get control.
Yeah, you get. You gain that sense. Even though you did, it's still they still gained it. Even though you gave it away, they got it.
If you give it, then.
But that goes back to my point though, because they're getting the upper hand too, because they're getting something that they want.
Yeah.
For example, there was a situation with a person who I had entanglements with.
Boy Scout not.
And I thinking back on it now, there might have been some taking advantage of it on both sides.
Who more?
I knew because I was in control. I had the power. I was in control. But they also knew. I think they had a sense of it.
Spidey senses.
Yeah, but they kept it going. They, at some point it stopped, but they kept it going for a little while. But they got the upper hand because they got what they wanted. Mm-hmm. Somebody to be there, somebody to hang out with, and do all these things. I got the upper hand because I was getting stuff. Chill out. I was getting stuff. I was hanging out, getting food, getting all the special treatment without any strings attached. So it goes back to that, man. You get the I got the upper hand because I got control. They didn't control me, but they got what they wanted out of it.
And it's all it's strategy too, because like you're saying, like if like I don't know your specific situation, but say somebody is doing something for you in hopes that it will pay off. Like it's like, okay, I think something's up, but I don't know for sure. Or maybe I do know, but if I keep doing this, it'll pay off. Yeah. So I'm gonna give them this. I'm gonna give them that. I'm gonna behave this way. I'm gonna do this because it will pay off. I don't think people have a problem with that. I think people have a problem with doing all of that, knowing that they're letting this person take advantage of them or investing into it. I don't even want to say taking advantage of. I want to say investing in this situation.
Investment.
And then they lose. Like nobody cares if they invest and gain money, but everybody cares if they invest and lose money. So you don't care that situation happened and they gave you $20, and if they give you $40 back, you don't care about that. Like if you really didn't want to give them $20 and then they came back and gave you 40, you're happy. But if you give them 20 and they don't come back and even give you 20 back, they give you 0. Now that's a different story. So I just feel like a lot of people feel taken advantage of because their investment didn't pay off. But they knew they were making an investment, but they want to play it off as like, I was just doing this for them.
Yep, they aware.
But you did have an underlying motive. I feel like even if you're not conscious of it, I think that it wasn't all for them in some way.
You may not view it as that, but you have some type of idea. You desire what you want, some underlying thing. Yeah, both sides, and people can't complain because they put themselves in it. You're still, even if you're the one getting taken advantage of, you're still getting something out of it that you want.
you're getting that feeling. You're getting that hype. You're
Yeah.
getting, you're getting that celebrity. You're getting that whatever. So.
But I feel like it's also hard, like when you're helping somebody, you are putting that investment in your time in it, and you're not getting the results that you wanted to. In some situations, I feel like it's hard for them to set those boundaries when they're putting more faith in the investment than they should be. So they're
but
already
maybe you're
like
a bad investor. Like, why is it on?
True too.
Why is it on them?
I feel like they're already this far in, so the further they get in, the harder it is to set those boundaries versus if they would have just set them from the beginning.
That's their fault, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying
because it goes back to what you say. You gotta be selfish.
You do.
If I want something, I got the power and control, and they don't set the boundaries. That's on them. I'm looking out for me.
Yeah, and I feel like they have a part in how much they're taking advantage of, like how much they let happen.
But is that taking advantage? If you let something happen, is that you being taken advantage of, or is that just you not being prepared? There goes.
I feel like it's both, because you're not prepared, but that other person still has the conscious mindset to know that they're taking advantage of that other person.
So okay, then let's use a practical example.
Here we go.
Let's use a practical example. All right. Let's say me and you decide to go and invest in a business, right?
Okay.
And we're like, all right, we're going to invest in this business. And we both know that this business costs $50,000 to invest in. All right. We have the same amount of time to prepare. We have all this. Let's say you show up with $5,000 and I show up with $45,000. And I say, you know what? I'm investing more. So I want more of the profit. I want a bigger percentage of the profit when we start making money on this. Am I taking advantage of you because I came more prepared with more money?
No.
So if in a relationship, if I come in and I know what I want more and I'm able to set boundaries and all this stuff, or just any situation, and you don't, and I come in with that, and then it's like, okay, well, I want this, this, and this, but you don't actually know what you want, then how am I taking advantage of somebody? Like, if I know what I want and they don't.
I mean, but why would you enter into a relationship with somebody who doesn't know what they want if you are somebody who knows what they want?
Because what if they front like they know what they want? I've had people say, "Oh, I want somebody who's the opposite of me," la da 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 da, and I come in with everything on the table. I bring the table, I bring the building, everything. You feel me? Okay. I even brought the chair that they sitting on. And they say, "Oh, I want the same things. I'm on the same level," and it seemed like that, with the first 6 months, and then later down the road, it ain't like that.
Or you're okay with losing your money in the investment. Some people are investing things that they shouldn't be investing. Don't invest your self-esteem. Like, if you don't have enough self-esteem to invest, don't invest it. Save some from yourself, and then when you have enough, go and invest some that you can afford to lose.
So I got a question for you, Robert. That scenario I was talking about earlier, the one we both know about, would you say it would be her fault with how she got taken advantage of as much as she did? Just because you guys got my mind thinking, so I really want to know.
Which situation? Like
the one out here. I'm not about to put nobody on blast, but hold on.
Okay, I'm trying to think of, because we done went through. Are you talking about what you were saying before the podcast?
No.
She talking about the one, the $20, or not the $20 thing. The one y'all helping out right now.
Oh, okay.
Send it to everybody, fool.
I don't know if this just popped up.
I hope it didn't pop up.
It did.
It shouldn't have. It did.
Okay.
Jesus. Oh, golly.
So,
he got to block it out.
Don't you keep saying
Stop typing, bro. Stop. We already seen it, bro.
It pops up on my screen.
Don't
send another message because it pops up on the screen. This is not safe.
Anyways,
but so in that situation, we both kind of been trying to help her steer away from, I guess you could say, being taken advantage of. So would you say that she had a part to play in how far everything went in certain events
I
that
feel
happened
like
that
it's
he did.
all on that person because
So you wouldn't put any blame to the other party. Like, it's not like you know what you're doing. Why are you doing this?
No, what I say is like what I say in these situations, like for instance, right now, if I say, hey, Shalisha, come to Texas and, you know, live with us and this, and this. And then you get here and you're like, well, you know, I can't give you, I don't know. Let's say we had agreed that you give us $200 a month. And then you get here and it's like, okay, well, now you're not giving $200 a month. Now you're not doing this and doing that. I'm going to have to take the L on that because I'm the one that invited that into my life. And I'm the one that, you know, was just like, you know, either I invested, like if I'm doing this, then I'm investing in something. I look at it like that. And if I allow you to do that, then it's like, okay, I still need enough to be able to run my life the way that I want to run my life. Like, I'm not going to put myself in a situation where somebody can come in and, you know, especially when you're not getting anything from it. That's the thing, is people are investing in bad things and giving so much time and energy to it. And it's not like they're even getting anything from it. If you invite somebody into your home and then it doesn't work out, you have to take the L on that. Like, that's just the way it is. They didn't force their way in. They didn't do anything. They didn't turn into Invisible Man and sneak in. Like, they were invited in. And if you didn't have enough resources or whatever, self-esteem to deal with that issue or invest in that issue, and you invested all of it, all of what you had, a majority of it in it, and you lost, that was on you. That was a gamble. That wasn't an investment. That's a gamble. Gambling, there's no strategy. There's no nothing. You just throw it out there and whatever happens, happens. So people have to be smart about the investments they're making. And that's how I feel about that.
But would you say it's wrong on his part for taking advantage? Like, you wouldn't put any...
I wouldn't put it on them as far as like a solution. Because if I'm that person, if I'm the person with the control, you know, like because I'm looking at it as a boss. Like, I'm not looking at it as like let's say I hire somebody and it doesn't work out. I'm not going to sit there and be like, they did this, they did this, they did this. I'm going to say, okay, what can I do to hire somebody better? What can I do to invest my time better? If I put it on them, then it's like, I'm not focused on what I need to do to get better. So why would you focus on, like, that doesn't get me anything. That's actually taking more of my time and money away in investment because I'm thinking about them and what they did wrong and this and that. But it's like full ownership and responsibility of your decisions. That's the ultimate freedom to me. And so if you invite somebody in your house, you have to be ready for bed bugs.
And I get what you're saying. I feel like she is at fault for the extent and all the chaos that came into her life because she was trying to help somebody. It kind of made me think a little bit when you use the term investment, because I don't know, it's different from just saying I'm doing this to help somebody versus I'm looking at it as an investment. So maybe that was the difference for me. But I feel like because this person in particular cares so much about people and she genuinely does want to help people, I feel like that also gets in her way from being able to set boundaries from herself. And I feel like she also looks at herself like, if I stop her, I put in these boundaries and I stick to them regardless of what the other person does, I feel like she also feels like she's not helping or a bad person or a bad brother, sister, mother, whatever, because of that fact. So I feel like a lot of people's emotions can get in the way of them setting boundaries, so that way they're not taking advantage of that much. Well, as she was, like, you see what I'm saying? If she would have set those boundaries and put her feelings aside, a lot of the things that happened wouldn't have happened. So a lot of people's emotions and trying to be that Captain Save-A-Ho can get in the way of the boundaries that need to be in place when you're investing in somebody.
That falls back on you, though.
I mean, no, it does. That's what I was saying. Like, I feel like a lot of people's emotions and
Fitz
stuff.
said, how can we help them? And I think if you don't sit down and reflect on what's going on in your life right now, then you're gonna be in these situations. I'm a firm believer in people create their own storms. People are like, "Oh, the devil, the devil." No, you the devil, because you know right from wrong. So when you get put in a situation, for example, relationships, we're talking about relationships. So and so isn't right for you. There's red flags, everything, but you decide to go ahead and go with it, and then 4 years later down the road, it's the worst thing ever. You
3
knew from
years.
the 3 years, you knew from the get go that this didn't feel right to you, but instead you went ahead with it. So you created your own storm. So in order for us to help people have to reflect, reevaluate their circle. If people aren't adding to your life, gotta go. Know your self-worth, self-value. How you get to that? Sit down with yourself, read some books. There's a lot of books on self-esteem, confidence, everything. YouTube, instead of watching these soapy Netflix series, get on YouTube, read a book, talk with people online. There's a lot of groups that are dedicated to this self-help, confidence, whatever. Talk to a friend. Everybody's advice you can't take. Talk to somebody who's really been through something. Don't go to somebody who's never been through anything. But you got to look in the mirror. You got to be your authentic self. So
Agreed.
the question that we had last time was, are you lying to yourself? People don't want to look in the mirror after a certain amount of time. So that specific person or anybody in general, you need to slow your roll and figure out what's going on. Why these things happening to you? Because if not, you're gonna keep going in a cycle and a cycle and a cycle, and then you're gonna end up right at the bottom where you started.
And also, I think
Yes.
a lot of people are investing more than they can afford to lose. Like, you shouldn't be investing more than you can afford to lose. Like I said earlier, don't invest your rent money. Save a little bit and get to a point to where you can invest and still be able to pay your rent. So that's the same thing with any other situation. If you're short on self-esteem, or you don't have the largest amount of confidence, don't go invest all your confidence. Don't go invest everything. And then it's like, even if people are investing everything into something where if you do the math and add everything up, even the best return that they would get doesn't even help them break even. So it's like, it's not even like people are investing and then the potential is so great for them to get way more back. So, and also I think it is important to look in the mirror and reflect, because then that lets you know where you're at and how much you have to invest. That's like checking your bank account. Here's how much money I have. Here's how much I need for bills and everything. Okay, now here's how much I have to invest. So let me play with this and go invest that and see how it goes. But I think so many people get caught up and they realize they made a bad investment, that they keep investing in it, and they're investing based on emotions instead of facts. They're not investing on, oh, this is going to bring me this back and this return. They're investing on, I don't want to lose. You already lost. Take the L. Take the L before it's a capital L. Take the L before it's 10 L's. Like, take the L, learn from it. And with this situation that we're talking about, there's always a way to look at it positively. So yes, this person, you invite this person in your home, it didn't work out, and you went through some stuff, but had that person not have put you through that, you wouldn't have the strength now to tell the next person no. Now you know how to invest better. They taught you a lesson. Go pay them. Go pay. They taught you a lesson. You just paid for that lesson. You just paid too much for it.
And you gotta get rid of people. You have to get rid of people. Stop being soft. Get rid of people. There's people that me and Fitz hung around with in Pueblo, and it's specific two people that I think about when he's talking about this. You need to change your name to Chef Fitz, because you be cooking up. But
as long as it tastes good
for the haters. I think about these two specific people because they knew right from wrong, and they decided to dabble in the wrong and continue to do that for a certain amount of time. And at some point they got tired of it and got out. But now they took those 10 L's that he was talking about. And now they want to try to climb back from the bottom, but it's a little hard because they can't make up their mind whether they want to be in this side or that side.
Yeah.
So until you remove the people and figure out who's for you and who's not for you, you gonna keep taking L's.
Yeah, I'm heavy on that, removing people who don't need to be in your life.
We know.
Don't say it like that.
You'll say.
No, I've had to, experience some things anyway. And, I was that person to where I gave too much. I was the person where I was letting myself, letting myself being taken advantage of in multiple situations. And the self-worth that Ty was talking about, that does play a big part in it. I think it plays a huge part in it. You have to know your worth and your value in order to understand when enough is enough for you. I also want to say that if you're progressing in life and you're getting and you're elevating and you're at a higher point, don't let that feeling of, okay, I got here, I'm higher, I'm doing better, I'm more financially stable. I feel like a lot of people who elevate in their life that way and build this better life, they feel some sort of obligation to help certain people under them, but not everybody deserves that help. They just want to reap the benefits of what you put the work in to do. So, and I see it happen a lot to where people will get to a higher level in life, and then you have these people come in talking about, oh, you're fake, or you switched up and you're not this, and you forgot where you came from. But it's not that you forgot where you came from or you're not trying to help, but like you said, you're not trying to make a bad investment.
Yeah, and I think, what does that say? Stop being soft.
Stop being soft.
It says stop being soft, be selfish.
Yes,
stop being soft, be selfish
in life. You have to put yourself first, because ain't nobody else gonna do it but you.
And have this. Not this particular book, but have this type of mentality where you go and look for information to get what you want and know how to get what you want. And we've been talking about just being selfish and how to, Shalisha had said something like they don't deserve the help. And I don't think that it's necessarily that they don't deserve help. I think they just don't deserve my help because I don't have the right type of help to give them. Yeah. And I think that it's important to know what type of help you can give somebody. Like, there are people that can help someone, just by listening to something, or just by doing something different or relating to them. Maybe they went through something similar. I don't know. So knowing what type of help you can offer someone, whether it's like, if you're good for financial help, then you stick to financial help, right? So that means teaching them about finances and stuff like that. Don't mean you have to give them money, but teach them that way. If they don't want that help, they're not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to school, you go to college, everyone's like, if you're a math major, everyone's not like, oh my God, psychology. Like, the psychology department is doing what they do. The math department is doing what they do. Everyone's doing what they do. And if you want to learn that, then you go there. If not, cool, stay away from it. Stay away from things that you're not qualified to help people with, because then you feel like you're getting taken advantage of. That's how you get taken advantage of, is by doing things you're not qualified to do. If you're not qualified to let somebody in your home, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying? If you are, then do it. But there's a certain level of maturity that comes to, quote unquote, helping somebody and not getting anything back from it. Like, maybe that's the thing. You need to start getting things back from people when you want to help. And what does that even mean, help? Like, what does that mean?
Things that matter. Stop getting things that don't matter back.
Yeah.
Like, really think about it.
You have to look at it of how it's going to help you, how it's going to benefit you at the end of the day.
Yeah, how it's going to benefit you. And also, just like, I don't even think that the benefit has to be great. I think that it just has to be like, even if you want to do something to feel good, admit that you were doing this to feel good. And if you don't feel good at the end of it, say, okay, I did the wrong thing to make me feel good. Maybe I should have just gone fishing. Maybe I should have got 2 elks.
I'm dead. About 4
had 4 elks at one time. I try to give one of them to you, but
I'm done.
it was halfway dead by the time I got there. I'm sorry.
I'm a doctor. I can. I'm a healer.
Wow.
He broke them, and they came to me for healing.
I only broke one of them.
No.
The other one was old. Oh,
they had a warrant. They had a warranty.
Yeah.
I have no comment.
Of course you don't.
She got the comments.
Yes, you do. Hey, listen, don't be acting like certain people. I've already told you a story about them people that act like that, and then what happened? Don't start doing that now.
Hey, what are we talking about?
Well, I'll tell you later.
We're gonna have to talk about this off the group chat.
He knows what I'm talking about. He knows.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure. We may have been talking about two different situations. I think I know what you're talking about because Robert talks about it too, but I'm not sure.
Maybe.
I'd like to give a special shout out to our sponsor, Fitz Mindset. Make sure you head over. Make sure you head over to fitzmindset.com for all your coaching, all your positivity, everything like that. If you have not liked, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. Y'all got anything else?
That's the guy to go to.
Hey. Y'all got anything else?
For real. Be selfish. Put yourself first. There's nothing wrong with it. Know your worth and know your value in this world and know what you have to offer. Stop settling for less than what you deserve. And again, like you guys said, look in the mirror. Take that long, hard reflection and grow from it. It's all about growth.
Interesting.
What about you, Ty?
Two things, man. Stop lying to yourself and live your life. That's the vibe I'm on right now, and holding that to 100%. Like, just stop with the BS. Stop saying you want to do stuff and you don't do it. Do what you want to do. You only get one life, and like I told you before, who's gonna be around? They're gonna be around. Who's not? They're not gonna be around. And those people that are around, if they messing up the vibe, hey, peace out.
Give them the boot.
Straight like that. I'm not one of those people like, oh, cut them off real quick, give them opportunity. This is what's going on. You can't fix it. Adios.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Too. Very insightful things.
I had to stop doing that.
Nice.
I had to stop cutting people off so quick.
We know.
So I guess my piece of advice is, I don't want to say it's opposite or contrary to Shalisha's. She was saying be selfish. I don't even want to think of it as being selfish. I just want to think of it as like knowing yourself. Like, know yourself, and being selfish won't even come into the picture. Like, I don't think a fish is selfish for not trying to swim on land. You know, and I think a lot of people, a lot of people should be swimming in the ocean, but they're trying to swim on land. And so it's not selfish that you want to be in an environment to where you can live and thrive. So put yourself in those environments and stay in your lane, or create lanes to where you're comfortable losing in those lanes. But yeah, he
always ended with that fire.
That's
why he go last.
Thank you for watching, and we're out
from the bottom.
Gang.
Peace.